Who made this book? This is awesome. Hi! How are you going today? It's so good to see you. Today we're upstairs in my old office. We can't be out on location all the time. You guys are going to think our budgets are enormous. What budgets? Anyway, today I want to talk about something that is very, very dear to my heart. This lamp right here. It's pretty dear to my heart. Isn't this beautiful? It's more than just the lamp, might I say. But I just wanted to quickly talk about this here. This image, this mosaic was photographed in Mongolia. I went to Ulaanbaatar in 2002 as part of the first ever Intrepid travel entourage, and my job was to photograph the entire thing for their customers. And this was a beautiful mosaic to signify the Mongolians and the Russians getting together in Mongolia. This is before the Russians abandoned the Mongolians. Anyway, I love this mosaic. Even got a spaceman there. Look at all these people. Love and harmony, birds, peace. It's so great. And why am I talking about this? Because this trip here was one of the very last times that I photographed using film. Today's video is about, I don't ever want to shoot on film ever again. Now, I don't want this to be a flame war because this is a very personal decision of mine. And this decision is largely based on the fact that not only did I roll my own film, but I developed my own film. And not only did I develop my own film, but I also then from there, once I had the capacity, scanned my own film. And all of these things are mind-numbingly difficult and slow. This doesn't mean, and I'm going to dive deeper into each of those and why I just can't go there. But, this doesn't change the fact that astonishing results like this, shot on transparency film, slide film, as some of you may know it, still exist, still wonderful. And by the way, if you're wondering, this is a prototype lampshade, I just thought why not, that I printed on my Epson 11880 on a fabric called Belgian linen, and we were able to create this masterpiece here in-house. So that's very exciting to be able to do something like that. So film doesn't stop us from being able to take photographs today, and film doesn't stop us from being able to take amazing photographs and doing cool things with them. Here's my book. In the beginning, digital was not very film-like, and then when the D3 came out, golly gosh, I said, wow, Nikon, you have made a camera that looks like film. Here's a page which has them both. Now, is this page any better or worse for wear because it's both film and digital? And before I tell you, can you tell which is which? Perhaps not at 1080p at this distance, you can't. And I understand that. But this is the film and this is the digital. So this book here, which I've sold almost 10,000 copies of, it's got a mixture of film and digital, and it had no impact on its success because the book is about passion, it's about the city, it's about my love affair with this city. And how I shot it and why I shot it and which camera I used, that has no bearing on it. But why, to go back to the opening premise, why do I not want to shoot on film ever again? Well, there are a few reasons. The first one being I always struggled to keep my film clean of dust and scratches. Now, you've got to remember, for over 10 years, I was rolling, processing, storing, and scanning my images myself. Did it all myself. And during that time, I can assure you, I tried everything known to man to keep these things pristine. And it's simply impossible. We live in an organic world where there's constant matter flying and moving around. That is why we have clean rooms, which have, 1 particle per 10,000, and you've got to wear hats and gloves and booties, like I went to earlier this year. It's just simply not possible. And at the end of the day, I'm a person who actually doesn't want to invest my time in keeping things clean. That's not what I want to invest my time in. I want to invest my time in creating and making more content. I have, let's say, 500 amazing images from my negative days. I had to clean that negative. I had to do dust and scratches to get that thing looking good. And I can spend anywhere from 1 hour to 10 hours cleaning an image and getting rid of all of the rubbish that's all over it. And the reason it takes so long is because I want to ensure that I maintain the integrity of the image. You can easily just kind of do a catch-all dust and scratches in Photoshop, but you lose quality. And so sometimes you've got to just dive into each area, and sometimes there's just literally there can be hundreds of specks of dust or some sort of water damage or something. This is not how I want to live my life. I haven't really explored deeply what it is today to get someone else to process your film and to get them to scan it. But back when people did process and scan, the scans were not high enough res in just sort of the standard edition. And if you wanted to get high res, scans were quite expensive. They're like, well, when I first started, a scan of one image was $250. By the time I finished, a scan was $50. And in the end, I purchased my own scanner, the Nikon Nikon Coolscan 3000 ED. I was able to put the whole roll through, it would scan the whole thing, and then you'd go through this ridiculous process of working out which ones you want to clean and look after. But the whole thing, I could have probably only captured 10 rolls a day, and then cleaning them just takes forever. And half of these, not even half, I've probably never even properly looked at 90% of them because of just the time, and they've never been cleaned. At the end of the day, I have no interest in working with film ever again, simply because of the time it takes. And that's not how I want to invest my time in 2020. Some might say, but there's the film look. I understand that, but the reality is, the absolute reality is, you can recreate any look you want in 2020. Whether you use pre-made filters or not, you're going to get something that is near on the same. Besides the fact that you might want the film look, which you can pretty much create yourself, you might say, I want the film experience. I want the film discipline. Sure, well, I don't know, get yourself a 1 gigabyte SD card and go and shoot, and then you'll only have however many shots that if you've got a 50 megapixel camera, you're only going to get 20 shots on there. Do that if you're wanting the film experience. And if you're really wanting the film, I want to open the film and I want to put it in and wind it on, well, then film is for you, and I thoroughly recommend that you go and have the film experience. I'm all for that, but for me, that's not where I want to invest my time in rolling, developing, cutting up, scanning, cleaning, and then archiving, and then storing. And it's an effort that I simply don't want to do. So, I would love to hear from you. Do you love using film? And if so, why do you love using film? And if you don't love using film, why don't you love using film? I'd love to hear that from you. All right, everybody, as usual, it is so good to see you. Here we are, seeing each other in my old office. I don't think I talked about that at the start. I was going to. This is my old office. I'm not quite sure how much longer we're going to be in this building for. It's hard to say as C19 retracts from the universe and the world starts to warm up again. I don't know. We're in the middle of winter here, so it might take a bit longer for everything to get rolling. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you where I and my employees, we sat up here upstairs for almost 20 years, and there was at any given time up to 3 or 4 of us up here, and this was where the hive worked, and all the big ideas came out of here, including the book and this and all sorts of other things. All right, thank you so much. Great to see you. If you want to see me again, please subscribe, please share, please like. You can watch over 200 episodes if you click down here, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. And of course, come and visit Mark, 107 Gardenvale Road, Gardenvale, Victoria, Australia. If you're coming in from London, just drive south from the airport. All right, we'll see you soon.